The Bible is not a religious book. It's not. It's not a book of a religion. There was a discussion on Tuesday with a group of Christian men. Many of them have been Christians for 40 years, 30 years, in fact, some of them 60 years. 50 years. As old as I am, some of them have been Christians. And then we had this discussion about the Bible. And I said that, so there were a couple of comments here and there. So I said, excuse me, I think there's something that is important, and that's how God has helped me to approach the Bible. The Bible is not a religious book. It's not. It's not a book of a religion. You see, every other religion has books that they will say God wrote and gave it to them. The Bible is not that. The Bible is a collection of accounts, of records. So over 35 people wrote the Bible. Some of them lived as far apart as 1,500 years. As far apart as 1,500 years. Some of the writers of the book we call the Bible. And what they wrote is, they wrote about a God that they met. They didn't hear about him. They met him. Like I met you, Brian, and I'm getting to know you. You understand? So if I'm going to write history and I'm going to write about Brian, I met Brian, I met Campbell, I met Vanessa. So they're not writing about something they don't know about. No, they met God and they wrote their experiences with that God. What they saw, what they heard, what happened in their lives, changes that happened. And it's so interesting that some of them followed God and they wrote the consequence of following God. And some of them followed God for a while and turned away from God, and they saw the opposite consequence and they still wrote it. Nobody writes their history and put. If you read the book of Kings, you'll be so sad for Israel. Because 85% of their kings were horrible human beings. Misbehaving human beings. And they still wrote it. They still wrote it down. That this one followed God. This is what happened during his time when he was a king. This one didn't follow God. This is what happened when he was a king. And they wrote everything down. And the things they said God said, they had God say some things and they wrote it down. Jeremiah, Isaiah, all those prophets. You will find out that from Moses, who was the first writer of the Bible, you understand, to even John, the beloved, who was the last writer of the Bible, you'll find out that they are writing about the same person. The character of the person never changed. They were writing about the same person. Each of them experienced the same person, and their writings were similar, even though some of them lived like 1,500 years apart. And what they wrote was their encounters with God. So that's why the Bible is actually a book of encounters. Meaning, it is not to be read for intellectual assimilation. It's to be read for desire to experience the God that they experienced. That's the purpose of the book. It's for us to read it to be in that place of desire, to want to experience what the people that wrote the Bible experienced. Particularly the good side of God that they experienced. That's the purpose of the Bible. And that's why you can know the Bible so much that you don't know the God of the Bible.